Hello Earth Signs, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Romani Fire. You can find me on Instagram at Romani_fire, tongue tied. Today we're doing your weekly reading. The underlying energy for you guys is the Tower. Yep. So this week, Earth Signs, you can expect a little bit of a shake-up when it comes to life. We have the two Sphinxes, is that what they're called? The two guys here from the, what card is that? The Chariot. So you could be, you could be dealing with a Cancerian. They could be rocking up and, potentially bringing some excitement to your life. Who knows, eh? So yeah, this week for you guys, the underlying energy is the Tower. So yeah, be expected, Earth Signs, for a little bit of a wake up, like a little bit of the normal side of the Tower card is this, literally like life changing, whatever. This is just kind of like a blip, like wake up. This feels like a bit of a wake up call. It doesn't feel like your whole life is changing, but it feels like, yeah, wake up call. Like, pay attention. Pay attention. So let's have a look and see what's happening for Taurus this week. What's happening with Taurus this week? Taurus, oh, do you know what I'm drawn to straight away? The fact that we have the Phoenix Rising here. I don't care about anything else in that card. What I do care about is the Phoenix Rising. And I think that, compared, next to that we have the Five of Cups. And I feel like, Taurus, you're coming out of a bit of a crappy moment. Don't know how to describe it, but I feel like you needed this, because it's like it was this energy that brought about the Phoenix Rising. It was being emotionally unhappy that brought the awakening. It was going through this sorrow and having to experience that to bring about this change. Because if you didn't have this experience and you didn't feel like this emotional, like you've lost something, if you didn't have that loss, you wouldn't understand the importance of the Phoenix and the fact that it's rising. So you needed to have this, I call them lessons, you can call them what you want. You needed to go through this lesson to understand the importance of the Phoenix Rising. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't understand you wouldn't understand what's about to happen, Taurus. Something big is coming, and I say that because I'll show you the next card in a second. But you're rising from your fall. I feel like you may have had a fall. Forgive me, I pronounce things like a typical Southern Londoner. I don't pronounce my words properly. So fall, as in F-A-L-L. I feel like you've had a fall. And I feel like you're on one knee here, like you're ready to get up. And I think that, okay, you may not be aware of these two cups yet. You may not be aware that there's still something here for you to carry with you on your journey forward. But you needed to experience this loss. You needed to understand this loss. You needed to have that feeling. But you're ready to get back up, and you are ready because the Phoenix is present. The Phoenix, it like rebirths from its own ashes. Like, you had to go through this transformation of like your emotion. You had to understand what it felt like to lose something, to understand what it feels like to appreciate what's coming. Hold on a second, let me close my window. Isn't it funny how you can spend the whole day in peace and quiet, no interruptions, and the moment you actually start doing something, noise. So, right, what's coming in for Taurus is the Queen of Pentacles. You sitting in your power. This is you as the Phoenix risen. So yeah, you did. I'm going to remind you that you did have to go through this, because you have risen and you are taking back your throne. And you now understand the importance of this pentacle that you have in your hand. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this week, For you guys, the energy is all about the rising phoenix. It's about rising from your ashes. It's about rising back up from this situation that potentially broke you down. It's rising up from that and claiming your throne back and taking your shit back and sitting in your shit. But you couldn't understand this if you didn't have this. This is what I'm trying to say. And I think that this week, maybe the last couple of weeks you've been feeling this. You've been feeling the Five of Cups. But this week, the focus of this week for Taurus is, again, the rising of the phoenix. This week you're going to be rising from those ashes. You're going to take this experience and you're going to rule with it, and you're going to be in your power, and you're just going to start, just going to start running the show again. Taurus, I think that you guys really, maybe it's just me personally, but I think you guys really love to look put together. You like to look and feel, also look, because Earth is more kind of like surface-based, physical, materialistic kind of stuff. So I feel like you like to look good, but I feel like for the last few weeks you may not have been feeling good, and then you may not have felt like you look this beautiful or this handsome or whatever, no gender specific, but I feel like it could be that maybe you haven't been feeling yourself. Maybe you haven't even been able to look at yourself, because this guy's not even looking anyway. He's just looking into nothing. So maybe you haven't even had the emotional stability or the emotional sense to even look at yourself this week or last week or previously or whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like maybe you have been your own worst enemy when it comes to emotions. Maybe you're not feeling yourself. What's that song by Nicki Minaj and Beyonce? Feeling Myself. I think I said that last time as well. Jeez, I don't know. But maybe you haven't been feeling yourself. Maybe the Phoenix rising is you starting to realise who you are and how beautiful you are. And yeah, okay, it's nice to look put together physically, but it's also nice to be emotionally put together too, It's good to be emotionally stable, because when you're emotionally stable, you can move and you won't be like distracted by this or that. You'll just be like, no, but here I am. You don't need to like emotionally manipulate me. You don't need to like be flashy and show me all this stuff. Just be you, boo. So this week, Taurus, I feel like I'm rambling about nothing now. This week, I feel like the overall energy is the rising of the ashes, and I feel like you're going to rise up. You're going to start putting yourself back together, and you're going to rock up by the end of the week, and you are going to come back as the Queen of Pentacles, but not before you understand what's going on here. Feeling good about yourself, rising up from the ashes and taking back what's rightfully yours. And this is you. Aren't you beautiful? Male, female, doesn't really matter. Beautiful. Beauty is beauty. It has no gender. It just is. So guys, rising from the ashes, how amazing. Not gonna lie, don't be surprised if people start watching you. I mean, wouldn't you want to watch that process? Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. Taurus. Let's see what's happening for Capricorn this week. I feel like I just have no concept of time right now. So, Capricorn this week, I feel like there's a lot of stuff. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like this. It feels like with the Eight of Wands here and the lightning bolt, and then we've got the unicorn up here. It feels like the underlying energy of this week for you, Earth signs. It feels like there's literally going to be a wake-up call. And you're just going to, you're going to have to look at everything. As above, so below. As within, so without. So it's like looking at yourself from all angles. There's no distraction here. Like there's going to be some kind of wake-up call that's going to make you look at yourself, and it's going to make you go within, and then you're going to understand what's happening without, as in outside of you. And then it's like you're gonna come to some kind of understanding by the end of the week of how things actually really happen. Because I feel like at the moment you're not quite sure. I feel like with this Tower energy as well, which I feel coming off of this card, like usually this is exciting, this is like loads of stuff coming in, yay, like excitement. But on the flip side, it's kind of like, oh shit, I'm not ready. But I feel like with this card here, you're going to have no choice but to be ready. There's no choice here, like you have to be ready. There's no choice. And then we have this card as well. It's kind of like, oh shit, wasn't prepared for that. Maybe around you there's going to be some kind of like natural disaster. I feel like that's like, you know, far-fetched. It could happen to a very few people, that there may be like a natural disaster that's going to happen. We've got a volcano eruption here. So maybe it could be that this life-changing wake-up call that's going to happen has to do with a natural disaster. Probably not. It might only hit a few people, but you know, the fact of the matter is you've got to be ready. These guys are ready. They've got their tools in hand. You know, they're ready for action. These guys are ready for whatever comes. And it's kind of like you have to be ready. You know, this guy here. This is like the Wheel of Fortune in the flip side. So it's like, this is coming regardless. This energy is coming regardless. Like there's no stopping this at all. No stopping this at all. And it's just going to like, it's just going to slap you like, hello, here, I'm arrived. And you're just going to be like, holy fuck, okay, guess I have no option but to deal with this. You know, this is, you've asked for this. In some way, Capricorn, you asked for this moment. You asked for this moment. You are the manifester, like you are the alchemist. So you asked for this. You may not have asked for it in this kind of context, but you did ask for it. And now it's here and you're not prepared. But you're going to hurry up and get prepared. You don't have much of a choice. It's happening. When these kind of things happen, there's no stopping it. You just got to go with the flow. And you know what? I got this card for another sign. And with them, I addressed the woman and the swords and stuff. And the only thing I want to address here for you guys is the eagle. And the fact that this eagle is asking you to look at things from another perspective. It's like, this is scary. It can be scary. But the eagle is like fearless. The eagle flies above the storm. The eagle can see everything that's going on. It flies above the storm. It's not afraid. It just goes. It just does what it has to do. There's no fear around this kind of energy. It just does what it does. And I feel like with the wheel, my mind just went blank. The Wheel of Fortune, flip side, is telling you that whether you feel like you're ready or not, you are ready. There is no option for you but to be ready. And I think with the eagle here, it's asking you to see things from a different perspective. And I think with the unicorn up here, it's asking you to believe in something that you might not usually believe in. You know, Capricorn, you can be a little bit like... Anyway... I feel like with the unicorn up here, it's asking you to believe a little bit in that magic, you know. Because you can be a little bit serious, can't you, really, when you think about it. But I think with the unicorn up here, it's kind of saying, you know, just have a little bit of faith. Understand that, you know, this may be a little bit, like, shocking to the system, but the outcome is magical, like, you know. But there is no stopping what's going to happen this week. It is going to happen. And I think this week for Capricorn... Before I keep rambling on and on and on, I think the message for you guys this week is to look at things from a different perspective, and to not look at things as like, oh shit, this is like scared. This is some big stuff. Like, I don't know if I'm ready. Look at it as if to say, like, you know what? Yeah, I am ready. I was born ready. I'm a Capricorn. I was born for this stuff. Nothing's going to move me. I'm unmovable. Like, I'm, you know. Nothing is going to stop you. Like, it is going to happen. Whatever's going to happen, whatever's coming into your life this week, that's kind of going to like rock you and shake you a little bit and kind of like make you question a lot. Is all for your highest good. You may not be expecting it, but you know, they say expect the unexpected, because that's just how life goes. I don't think this is a matter of setting yourself free, which is usually what this card represents. I feel like it's just literally looking at things this week from a different perspective and seeing things from a higher perspective and not seeing them because, you know, you're an earth sign and earth signs are very physical, like they're on the physical plane, and the eagle is like above that plane. It's like more of a mental, like a spiritual animal, you know, like you wouldn't put an eagle on the ground and make it stay there. Eagles were born to fly. They were born to fly above the storm. They were born to like see things that we can't because they fly so high. So this week, Capricorn, it's asking you to please look at things from a different perspective, to please have a little bit of faith and just understand that, okay, this may be a little bit like, oh shit, what's happening? But there's a lot of magic that's going to come out of this situation. And just to look at things from a different perspective, to see what's going on, you know, instead of looking at things from like straight ahead, looking at things as if to say, oh fuck, and just, you know, look at things from a different perspective, look at things from a higher perspective. What is your higher self telling you? What is your intuition telling you about what this week is going to bring, or what it is that you may need to do this week? And trust that, because that's your higher self talking to you. That's your highest version of you talking to you through your intuition to prepare you for what's coming this week. So it's asking you just to, you know, stay in touch with yourself. Listen to what your higher self and your intuition is telling you. To prepare yourself for whatever this is. This literally feels like a tower moment. Because not only do we have this kind of energy here, we also have the explosion here. But I feel it's well needed for Capricorn. Well needed. This week, guys, please look at things from a higher perspective. From your higher self, from your intuition, from your guides. However you tap in this week. This is a week for you to definitely tap in and to connect your higher self to your physical self and to fully ground, to get yourself ready for the life changes or the wake-up calls that are coming in for you guys this week. Earth signs, let me know if that resonated. Earth signs, Capricorn, let me know if that resonated in the comment section below. Let's see what's happening for Virgo. Virgo, emotional, okay. There's a lot of this energy. There's a couple of signs that, I think there's like 3 signs that have had this energy where it's like, this energy today for me feels like you're just chucking your emotional needs over your shoulder and you're just disregarding them because you've got other stuff that you need to be doing. But I feel like in this reading for Virgo, I feel like you're going through an emotional transformation. And I think that these things that you've been putting off are things that you're going to have to now deal with the Death card coming up. I don't feel like you can put this off any longer. It's like you've just been chucking things over your shoulder like, yeah, okay, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that one later. I've got stuff like, look, we'll deal with that later, yeah, okay, later. Can't do it now, later. Death card here is like saying, no, we're dealing with this stuff now. Yeah, we're not putting this off any longer. This is now. It's like emotional transformation for you guys. Oh, Jesus. Then we have the Devil. Hold on. Sorry, Virgo. Interruption. I'm back. So I feel like there's definitely an emotional transformation that's going on at the moment. And I think that, this is what, the Capricorn card? And then we have like the 2 lovers from the Lovers card, which is a Gemini. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. Could be dealing with a Gemini. And the fact that they both have masks on could be that you're literally you, them. They could be hiding the truth. They're also, if you look at this card, they're also hiding their nudity. Like there's something to hide, you know? Like there's some kind of shame in being human, or their nakedness. Some kind of shame attached to this situation. The Devil, he's just kind of like, but these 2 people down here, it's almost like they're just ashamed of each other. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn, or maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, whoever this may represent in your life, it could be that you're having issues with someone at the moment, and whether they're being authentic, it could be an issue with surrounding the energy of shame. There could be a lot of shame attached to what's happening emotionally in this situation, because we have the, you know, the Queen of Cups here reversed. And then I feel like there's a lot of fire as well, because we've got the Devil card of all the fire, and then we have the Horse with the fire eyes and stuff. And it feels like there's a call for action, but it's almost like without the wands, how can there be action? Like, you've got the fire, but it's like, is the fire just burning for no purpose? Like, where's the wand? Like, where's the energy of fire? Because at the moment it feels like the fire is just fire. There's just no purpose to this. There's just no purpose to this. Like, the response to this is just, it just feels like it's all air with no, what is that saying? It's all smoke with no fire. That's what this feels like. It's like a all smoke, no fire kind of energy, because there is no fire signs here. It's water, earth, and earth. There's no actual fire here apart from the reaction. This all smoke with no fire. So it kind of feels like, what is this? What is this devil energy bringing to the table? It's just like, is this person or this energy bringing pointless drama to you? It feels like it. Are you dealing with some kind of addiction? Because also that's, you know, what represents the devil card. It could be addiction. Maybe you have you know, some kind of addiction to a person. Maybe that's what the lovers are here for. Maybe you're addicted to this person, but it's just like this card. All I'm getting from this card at the moment is the feeling of shame and smoke with no fire. I feel like this person or this energy could be just bringing you some kind of like bullshit that you're just not even into. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, and this guy is all looking at the past. Like, he's studying the past. He's not just looking. He's deep in thought. Like, he's remembering every single one of these pentacles and what they represent. So maybe for you guys this week, Virgos and stuff, maybe the point for you is to kind of sit down and to look at what is actually happening, you know, because we've got the Death card here. This is going to be transformation. There's no denying that there's a transformation going on here, but I feel like before the transformation can actually even complete, I feel like there's still a lot of stuff that you have to pay attention to. I feel like, you know, sometimes we have to go back to go forward. Sometimes you need to know where you're coming from so you can go forward and stuff. You know, you need to have some kind of understanding, because if you don't understand lost, you can't understand like being found, you know. Like, if you can't understand fear and not understand, like, you need both. You need to experience these things to have gratitude and to appreciate the outcome, you know. So whatever this drama is, whatever's being brought up to you, and for whatever reason, whatever all of this drama is, that's even this drama could even be making you not give you the time to look after yourself. Maybe this energy here, and the fact that, you know, this person literally feels like they're taking over your whole life. Maybe it's free people, because there's free, you know, whatever this is, free people, addiction, drama, whatever it is. It feels like it's so big that it's actually like putting you out. Like, this is so big that you're dealing with this energy that you don't even have time to look after yourself. That's what it feels like. You're so busy catering to this drama that you don't actually have time to put yourself first. Like, all of these needs, all of these emotional needs that need to be met, they're not being met. And it's because it's like this bullshit here, like this energy here is not letting you pay attention to that stuff. It's like the devil is great at distracting you. What is distracting you, Virgo? What are you being distracted by? Are you being distracted by the past? Sorry, you've got a hiccup. Are you being distracted by the past? Do you need to look again at the past? Maybe there's something that you're missing. I mean, there's a pentacle on the floor here. Are you missing that one? Or like, what is it that you're missing in this situation? Because before you can move forward, Like, something has to be addressed here. Because emotionally, like, this is an emotional transformation. This is like, there's no going back after this. So whatever this is, this week it needs to be addressed. Even if it means you have to sit down and literally pick it apart and look at each and every single thing individually to understand what's going on. Like, we're not letting this energy, we're not going to let this energy take over the fact that you need to emotionally fill your cup up, you know. Like, we're not going to be distracted. I feel like you're maybe even, I feel like you're maybe, what's the word? I feel that you're maybe distracting yourself with this drama because maybe you don't want to deal with all of these emotional things that keep coming up. Because the devil is a great person to distract you. They're all about distraction, because they don't want you to see what's really happening. They don't want you to actually see what's happening. They'd rather distract you in the glitz and the glam of, like, all smoke, no fire, you know. They'd rather be distracting. And I think there's two things happening here. Maybe this is the drama that's stopping you from being able to look after your needs, or maybe you're using this energy to stop yourself from, it's like an excuse. Oh, well, I can't because, you know, this is such a big thing that I have to put my presence here, because if I don't, then shit's just going to run wild. And, you know, like, I need to be here. I need to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand. Well, you know, at what cost now? Are you distracting yourself from having to deal with your emotions? Like, is that why the devil's here? Because you're trying to distract yourself this week? But the problem with that is the death card just ain't having none of it. He's just like, nope. Yeah, I can see the devil. I see him clearly. Look at my eyes, they're on fire. Like, I see the attraction. I see the attraction in this card. I see how great distracting yourself is. But the death card's just like, nope. We're going to have to deal with what's going on here, because I'm here to transform this situation. I'm here to change what's going on. And I feel like for Virgos this week, this is probably going to be a week where you're really going to have to look back to move forward. And I feel like if it's anything to do with finance, or if it's anything to do with, like, physical relationships, then you're going to have some understanding about what is actually happening at the moment. Because that's the only way that you're going to move forward from this situation. This energy is so... I mean, the devil was even trying to distract me. I'm just telling you that straight. This card is even... I feel like even this card is trying to distract me in this reading. I'm not even going to lie. We're not being distracted. It's not going to happen. The death card is here to make a transformation. He's not here to take you off track. He's not here to bring you the drama. He's here to say, right, we've got stuff to do. We're going to do it, because what's coming is greater than what we're doing right now. We have to deal with this stuff, you know. And like I said in the beginning of the reading, we have the underlying energy is that of the Tower. And I don't mean the Tower in the right position. I mean the Tower in the kind of reverse position. So this kind of just feels like a wake-up call. And I feel like the devil is literally distracting you. And I think that there is going to be a situation where this energy may just, like, zap you in your booty. And you're just going to be like, okay, I get it. I have to take care of myself now. I have to put this drama to bed. I have to look at what I need. Because this card is all about you and your past. You have to know what you need. You have to understand where you're coming from, because what's coming next is so great that you see this guy here. He's just going to be like, bye, no more. See you later. You know? Shit, I hope that made sense. I don't even know what I just said, honestly. I feel like this guy right here is trying to distract big time. This devil guy, Capricorn, maybe even a Gemini with these two lovers down here. I feel like this is really distracting. It's even distracting me, this energy. I'm just saying. Maybe you're distracted by your relationship. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe you're so caught up in a relationship that you can't actually see anything else that's happening. But what is going to happen is this. you're going to get that wake-up call and you're just going to be like, holy shit, okay, I've got to start paying attention, because death is here and death ain't going to ramp. He's not going to play around with you. He's going to make this transformation happen whether you like it or not. When there's time, it's time. This guy's telling you it's time. No more distraction. No more drama. Time to sit down, figure out what's going on so we can make this transformation happen. And I feel like that's what's happening for you guys this week. It feels intense, but listen, this guy is still trying to distract me. Still, even though I put him under all these cards, he's still trying to distract me. So I feel like this Virgo, this week for you guys, I feel like it's just this energy, the distraction, the addiction, the drama is going to be it's going to be pulling you in, like proper, like pulling you right in. And you're going to have to be strong enough, emotionally, physically, to tell this dude or persons or person, whatever it represents for you guys, that it's not happening, because I've got death behind me. And you see, death will cancel your ass out any day. So you can sit there and try and distract me all you like, but I've got shit that I need to be doing, and I'm going to do it regardless of the drama. So this guy right here for you guys this week, I feel he's going to be a challenge. He's been challenging me this whole reading for you guys, Virgo. He's literally been challenging me this whole reading for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if this energy doesn't rock up this week for you to try and distract you. But I want you to stay focused. To stay focused on you, your emotions, getting yourself where you need to be so we can move on. Virgo, let me know in the comment section below if that resonated with you guys. Jesus, that devil energy was really just, he weren't playing. Guys, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.